had done abiotic agents of pollination, where I had discussed with you water and wind, pollination by water and pollination by wind. In this video, we will take up a very small topic again, biotic agents of pollination. We had done abiotic agents of pollination. If you remember, we had done pollination by wind and pollination by water. Now we will take up the biotic agents of pollination. See, pollination caused by animals is called biotic pollination, or the other term is zoophily. Z-O-O, zoophily. Then you have hydrophily. Similarly, we have zoophily. So what is zoophily? Pollination caused by animals is called zoophily. When we say animals, they could be reptiles, for example lizards, garden lizards, or they could be insects like bees, wasps or moths. They are very common, mainly it is insects only. They could even be birds like hummingbirds, or sometimes it could be mammals also like lemurs or any other arboreal rodents. They are there. So what is zoophily? Pollination by animals is called zoophily. Mainly four categories of animals we include when we talk about zoophily. They could be reptiles, for example lizards. They could be insects like bees, wasps or moths, or they could be birds, for example the hummingbirds, or in very few cases though it could be mammals like lemurs or arboreal rodents. Mainly beta, it is this category, that is insects, which plays a very important role in zoophily. Now zoophily is one thing where we say pollination by animals, but when we just specify it to pollination by insects, we use a term which is known as entomophily. What is it called? Entomophily. E-N-T-O-M-O. Entomophily. Is it okay? So what is zoophily? It is pollination by animals. But when I say entomophily, it is only pollination by insects. Just we are focusing on insects. So we are going to study about entomophily. That means we are going to study for adaptations for insect pollinated flowers. Mainly I told you the flowers are pollinated when we talk about zoophily. The flowers are mainly pollinated by insects. That means the common form of zoophily is actually entomophily. So the flowers undergo certain adaptations for insect pollination. They undergo certain adaptations so that they are pollinated by insects. We are going to discuss that. The first is the flowers are large, colorful, fragrant and rich in nectar. If you see, this is entirely opposite of what I did in the abiotic factors. We did their flowers were small, they were colorless and they were odorless, they did not have nectar because there they did not need to attract insects. Here the flowers are large, colorful, fragrant and rich in nectar because they need to attract insects. Second point beta, many flowers are clustered into an inflorescence. Okay? Many flowers, they come, especially when the flowers are small. We are talking about this condition mainly happens when the flowers are small, they are not yet big. So many flowers, they come together and cluster into an inflorescence so that they become conspicuous. Third one, the flowers have nectar glands. The flowers have specialized glands which are known as nectar glands, and therefore they are very fragrant, strong fragrance, so that the insects can be attracted. Next beta, the surface of the pollen grains is sticky, and the surface of the pollen grains is sticky in such cases due to the presence of exine layer. Similarly, the stigma is also sticky, but here it is because of the presence of the mucilaginous layer. So in this point you need to remember, though pollen grains are also sticky and stigma is also sticky. The only thing you need to remember is pollen grains are sticky because of the presence of the exine layer, and the stigma is sticky due to which layer? Due to the mucilaginous layer. Next, to attract insects for long time. Long time means once the insect has come, to ensure that it comes again. This is what I mean when I say long time. Flowers provide rewards. Flowers even give rewards to these insects. Nectar and pollen grain are the floral rewards for insect pollinators. So all the insects which come as pollinators, they are given rewards in the form of nectar and pollen grain. So what are the floral rewards for insect pollinators? Nectar and pollen grain. In some species, the rewards are not pollen grain or this nectar. We have some special rewards are given to the pollinators. How it is done beta? They are given a safe place for laying eggs. The pollinators are given a special reward. Normally we said they are given floral rewards. Floral rewards means they were given nectar and pollen grain. But in some species, what happens is the rewards are in the form of providing a safe place for laying eggs. The best example you should remember here is Amorphophallus. I hope you heard about this. Amorphophallus. This is the tallest flower, about 6 feet in height. Amorphophallus. Here you will special rewards are in the form of providing a safe place for laying eggs. Now, in some plants like yucca, Y-U-C-C-A, yucca, moth and the plant, both of them cannot complete their life cycle without each other. So obviously the moth has to come. How? Listen carefully. In some like yucca, moth and the plants cannot complete their life cycle without each other. Listen carefully now. The moth will deposit its egg in the locule of the ovary. What is the moth doing? It is depositing its eggs in the locule of the ovary, and the flower in turn gets automatically pollinated by the moth. So it is helping both of them. So this was an example where yucca plant lives in coordination, or you can say both of them cannot complete their life cycle with each other, yucca and moth. The last one which I have taken is many insects also consume pollen as nectar without bringing any pollination. Normally nectar or this pollen is a reward for what? Pollination. But there are some insects which consume pollen, which consume nectar, but without bringing any kind of pollination. Such kind of pollinators which do not cause pollination, which do not bring about pollination, but consume pollen, consume nectar, they are known as pollen robbers, or they are known as nectar robbers. What do we call them as? Pollen robbers, or they are nectar robbers. So in short, we have done vital agents of pollination, that is zoophily, where we did insect pollination, that is entomophily, and we also did 8 adaptations for insect pollinated flowers.